Community Viewpoint with John Pawlak and Maria Hurst.
And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for another segment. Hopefully you're watching this from indoors because it's hot again. And make sure you drink a lot of water and stay in on these hot days. That's why I'm here at the studio where it is air conditioned. Thank you, Vern. But we're going to be talking about helping veterans, seniors, and other groups of people today. We have with us Ginger Stumne from ARMS. And ARMS is Advanced Resource Method Solutions. Ginger and I have met on some of the committees that we serve on. And Ginger is an advocate for all these different groups. And Ginger, tell us a little bit about what you do. So welcome, and tell us about your big bag of tricks that you do.
Well, this is the one thing that I get everybody. What is it that you do? To put that down on paper or in a couple sentences is not easy to do. So for the last 14 to 16 years, and I'm a born and raised native of Pahrump, 14, 16 years I've worked with the seniors, the disabled, and the veteran population. Mm-hmm. So I've worked in so many different aspects that people who know me, people who have my cell phone number, they would call me when they had a problem or this is my situation, I don't know what to do, and I would help guide them in the direction they needed to go to get that resolved. Mm-hmm. I thought, why am I not doing this to help everybody? Why is it only those that know me personally? So mm-hmm. I wanted to start a business to do this, a resource connection. So I also wanted it to be a nonprofit. So it is a nonprofit 501c3 because there's a difference between nonprofit and 501c3. We are a 501c3. So we can help people that need help. Most of the time it's the seniors, disabled, and veterans, which is our demographic that we are using. That's what we're there. But I have a 40-year-old that came in and needed help. I still referred her out. I actually referred her out to the coalition, but I call the coalition, let them know this is the client, this is the situation. So they have a heads up of what area. Because there's so many services in our town that nobody knows about. And they go to one place and that's not quite it. So they go to another, and after 3, they give up. And especially our seniors. You're told, go online. They're not going online.
Right.
They make a phone call, they wait for a call back. Mm-hmm. If you don't call back, their needs aren't getting met. And it's not that we didn't want to call them back or any agency didn't want to come. We are a very busy community. So I keep touch, I follow up, I make sure, did they connect? And it's in any and all aspects. They come to us and say, this is my situation. I don't know what to do or where to go. We're going to find out that there's more than one. Mm-hmm. There may be one pressing thing going on at that time. That's what's on their mind right now. But underlying, there are other issues.
Exactly.
So I have somebody that came out, they lost their spouse. They didn't know what to do. Social Security took the money back. They're really confused, they don't know what to do. They're low-income housing. There's the energy assistance programs. There's food stamps, there's the Medicaid, because then all the insurance changed, and not knowing what to do. There was also no will in place. So then there's more things that she has to deal with, and not knowing and going through an emotional time like that, we just help guide them and assist them. Well, you're gonna need to do this. We can help you with that. This is the contact person. Let me contact them for you. Call from my office. If they need to go online and do it, we have internet in the office. We'll pull up the computer and guide them through the process. It's whatever it is to get that client's needs met.
So you began this on your own?
Yes, I did.
Wow, I'm really impressed.
Yes,
I'm
I
more
did.
impressed now.
I actually had the idea and I wanted the word arms. Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted it to be arms because I wanted to simulate the hug. A hug of arms, compassion, arms around you, in helping you through a process. So then we knew it was going to be arms. Then now we got to find an acronym. What's this stand for? So it took a lot of time. I have a board of directors, and we came up with Advanced Resource Method Solutions. Mm-hmm. We are the advanced resource with the methods for your solutions.
Oh, excellent.
So that's kind of how it all came together. Then there's the process of filing for your state license, and then the town license, and then the 501c3, which is a huge application to the government, with the IRS. Basically, any donations made to us are completely tax deductible.
Wow. Okay, so you're the executive director of ARMS.
Am.
Great. And you're situated on Calvada Boulevard?
Yes, we're in the Kalen West Plaza.
Kalen West, what is that close to?
When you turn at the waterfall, and that first set of buildings on the right-hand side, that's Kalen West, and we're the very last unit. We are the only one with a marquee that is blank.
Okay.
It's one of those, we work on strictly operations, so we don't give funds out, but we connect people to organizations that do. I get with those organizations to make sure we know what the criteria is, so that when I send somebody to them, I'm not sending them somebody that's not going to meet criteria, because it's a waste of the client's time and it's a waste of the organization's time, because that could have been spent on somebody who was. So we go through a screening process to determine what is the best area to refer that client to. And it makes it better for everybody involved. And we follow up. That's the biggest thing too, is there's a lot of it. It's the communities are so busy. You know, the hospitals have social workers and they have all these companies that want to help you, but they're one little thing inside and into. They can't devote 100% of the time to that one client. We do that. And I say we because I have a volunteer. Her name is Barb. She's phenomenal. And then I have my board of directors.
Okay.
So, but other than that, it's just us.
Are they local or are they?
They're local.
Okay.
The whole board is local. Yep. It's also another big kicker that we can go to them. So we can, if somebody is homebound, which many of our seniors, our veterans, are disabled, they can't get out of their home. We will go to them for an appointment. We prefer appointments in the office if possible, because we have the copiers, the computers, all that. We can't take all that with us. But if they cannot get out of their home, we go to them. We just always make sure that a board member goes as well. There's always two. They go to the home.
Right. Oh, excellent. And you've been doing this how long?
We applied for the license and all that
Besides all your
stuff.
life.
We started in October. We actually got our licensing in the office and everything to open the doors mid-February. It was like February 16th, right after Valentine's Day. Since then, we have about 123 to 130 clients right now.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that you have that many, but you're there to serve them and us, so with the veterans, because I've talked to you about the veterans that you serve, and also, and you're in charge of one of the committees over at the...
The Oasis is called HONK. It's new. So I'm starting another 501c3 for the community for that, which is the Housing of Nye County, which is HONC. So we're in the process of getting that. It's a great thing. We need it. I work with public administration. In that process, we have a landlord who has a large property with already set mobiles, and they're vacant. Yeah, see, this is a new one. The board's going to find out next week at the Oasis meeting.
So you heard it here first.
It's brand new. It's going to help with those that are homeless, our veterans that are homeless. The gentleman is out of Vegas, so he's looking for a property manager. Each space has its own electrical already, so they'd be responsible for their own electric. They need some help. I mean, these places have been sitting. They need some paint. They need maybe new carpet, clean them. There's a lot of work that hopefully the community can pull together and get these things done. And for, a small amount of money to get into a place and get rented. They're just little tiny single wide mobiles, but that's the way it's going to work. So there's a lot of details that have to go involved to that to be able to rent those out, and we're in the process of working on that.
So they're not rentable right now?
No.
Okay.
No, they need a lot of repair.
But they're all in one
They're
area?
all in two different little parks, I guess you could call them.
Oh, cool.
And the gentleman who owns them lives in Vegas and just kind of let it go. Didn't know if anybody needed it, and they need a lot of repair. So it's a matter of getting a hold of Valley Electric, make sure that the meters are properly functioning, and there's a lot to it. But to know that we have 8 trailers that could be rented.
All right, you have a lot of people knocking on your door,
Yes.
so you be very careful. Because,
And that's the big thing, is it's going to
Yeah.
take some time. This isn't something that's going to happen in a couple of months. The 501c application, if anybody's ever done one, it can normally take 9 months to a year just to get your approval for your 501c3. I was lucky enough to have ARMS, and I submitted February 20th. They cashed the check March 12th,
No way.
and it was approved May 8th.
Great.
So it's just making sure that it's completely detailed.
Wow. That's
So yeah, I also now work nights for the taxi company doing dispatch. So I'm out there to support the community.
what taxi company? The only one?
The only taxi company we have, Integrity.
So you know Jennifer?
Yep.
She's days yet?
Yep, she's days, I'm
All right.
nights. I get that late night shift.
All right, well, Jennifer, tell her I said hi. Yeah. So
It's a great thing. Again, we would love to have public transportation. That's something we're working on. Again, everybody knows that this takes time. We're a rural community, and trying to get the state and everybody to understand we need this here too. We exist, and so we're getting it out there.
Excellent. What don't you do?
I don't know. We got 3 kids still at home.
Oh, okay.
I'm also still in college. I went back to school to go for a bachelor's.
Through here?
Yeah,
Great
through
Basin?
Red Basin.
Okay.
So I'm continually doing stuff. I'm a CASA,
That too?
That too. So yeah, there's about 5 or 6 different hats that I'm holding right now, and I'm a very compassionate person, and I care for people, and I love working with the elderly and the veterans, and I look at the elderly as one. It's a bunch of grandparents for me, so it's like having a whole bunch of grandparents.
Yes, cool. Yeah.
The disabled, they didn't have a choice. This happened to them, and they need help. Our veterans, you and I can sit here because of those veterans. We get to sit here with the freedoms that we have because of our veterans and what they did for us. Why would we not give back? So ARMS does not charge for services at all. We don't get mileage reimbursement. We get nothing. We're strictly working off donations. And luckily, we've had donations enough to at least keep the lights on. But there's, volunteers that work in there. We volunteer to do stuff because it needs to be done. I've had a lot of people ask me, well, why didn't you wait till you secluded grants and you had the funding before you opened? Because people need help now.
This is true.
If I say, well, I have to wait till I'm okay so I can help you, then am I really helping you?
That's amazing. But yeah.
Overwhelmed you?
Yeah, it's quite so. But I'm proud to sit next to you and hear that, and the folks out there are going to know more about that because of you and because of this show, and hopefully through the coalition and what's the name of the new
Honk.
honk? You did that because it was catchy, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's the whole purpose of an acronym. Just like for me, I could have done it with Advanced Resource Method Solutions.
Yes.
How difficult is that going to be for people to know? What's that company? What's that place?
Honk.
So ARMS. It was very quick, simple. It's easy
And
to.
ARMS,
And
yeah.
so Honk was the same thing. Housing of Nye County.
Right. So you know what that means. Just honk. I know what she was talking about, but housing of
Nye County. So it's
right.
Honk, HONC.
Right. So we're in our last minute. So what do you want to get across to the folks in the last minute?
One thing is the number that's going to go up on the screen, I'm sure pretty shortly, is my cell phone number. So if you call that number, you are going to reach me. If I do not answer, I am assisting somebody, I am driving, I'm at somebody's home, please leave a message. I do not return phone calls that don't leave a message. It's not to offend anybody, but when you are a business and a nonprofit, I get bombarded with junk mail calls.
Oh, okay.
So if a number shows up and they don't leave a message, I could be calling back a telemarketer, and I don't want to because then you can never get off the phone.
Right.
And now they've got you locked in. So if you need help and you call and you get a message, please leave a message because then I will call you back. Usually it's 24 to 48 hours. Obviously the weekend and things like that. But.
Right. Wow, Ginger, thank you very much. And we're out of time.
Okay.
And it went by very quickly. Thank you. It's an honor to know you.
Thank you.
And
And
thank
this
you.
is a vet sitting here, so
Yes.
thank you.
All right, thank you. See you next week.